Okay, so I'm back, and it took, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes or something, but you can see all the dots we made that go right along the line of the stream, and when it's all said and done, Google Earth says it's about 12.9 miles from point A to point B. So that's quite a ways. If you were out on a boat or something, obviously it's going to vary a little bit depending on how precise you are, but your length should be 12 or 13 miles, something like that. It also asks us to do the length of a straight course, right down the middle of the valley. So if we just do a path kind of right down the middle of the valley, from where we started to where we ended, about 4.2 miles. So, anywhere between 4 and 4.5 miles would be correct there. Question number 4 talks about natural levees. Can be seen along the Souris River in the center portion of the map, north of Westgard Cemetery. So let's look at the topo map and see what they're talking about. So here's Westgard Cemetery right here. And so when it talks about natural levees, it's talking about the levees that the stream builds up as it floods right over its banks. It deposits material down right near the banks. And so we can see that right around the edges of the stream here, there's a contour line there, just one contour line there. And that tells us, based on the contour interval of the map, which we are told is 5 feet, every one of those lines represents a change in elevation of 5 feet, if we remember how to interpret a contour line. And so the question asks approximately how high are these levees. So that means if you're in a boat on the river, how high are these levees on the side of the creek right here? And, we could answer that in Google Earth by going to this spot and, looking at the difference in elevation on the stream versus on the bank, right? So that's a difference of 5 feet. Or 6 feet, depending on where you're at. And on this side, it's a difference of 7 feet. We don't have to do that because we know there's one contour line there. And so there's a difference in elevation of 5 feet. If there were 2 contour lines there, there'd be a difference of an elevation of 10 feet. If there were 3 contour lines there, there'd be a difference in elevation of 15 feet. So approximately how high are the levees? Well, they're 5 feet higher than the stream, so because there's one contour line that tells you what you're looking for there. The second part that had to do with this asked about the formation of the narrow triangle-shaped lake just to the east of Westgard Cemetery. That, of course, is this right here, and we know from our lecture and reading that horseshoe-shaped lakes or triangle-shaped lakes are called oxbow lakes, and they form as meanders get cut off from the stream. As they get cut off, they become what's called a cut-off meander. The cut-off meander doesn't get as much water as it used to, and eventually deposition happens, like happened right here, and the cut-off meander gets completely cut off from the rest of the stream, at which point it is a lake called an oxbow lake. And so when it asks you to explain the formation of this oxbow lake, that's how it formed. This at one point was a meander that got cut off, and then the cut off meander had as the stream deposited material right here, the cut off meander was separated from the channel, and it became an oxbow lake. The next question says to describe the location of 2 more lakes, swamps, or topographic depressions that form in a similar way. Well, there are a lot of those on the topo map that you can find. There's a oxbow lake right here. Here's a topographic depression right here that you could use. It's horseshoe-shaped. There's a horseshoe-shaped depression right here, so that's a meander scar. There's one right here. there's an oxbow lake right here that looks like it's drying up. So you could use any one of those, and to explain its depression or explain its location, you could just tell me where it is on the map, or you could just measure out its distance from something that's known on the map, like Westgard Cemetery. So you could say this is, an oxbow lake that's 1.04 miles or 1 mile west of Westgard Cemetery, or make a line here. There's two of those that are right about a mile. Here's an oxbow lake that is 1.9 miles west of Westgard Cemetery. So there's quite a few of those that you could choose for that answer. It says, describe a location where the formation of a new cutoff meander in the Souris River appears eminent. Well, there are a few of those that you could use. The one that is most eminent is this right here. And so describe the location. Where is it? Well, it's 0.79 or 0.8 miles west of Westgard Cemetery, and sketch the current river course. Well, the current river course goes like this, and then it says to sketch the river course once the cutoff happens, and at that point the river is going to do one of these things. I just go there, and initially this old meander will still be part of the stream, but it's going to get less and less water, and eventually deposition will happen, and right along in here this meander will be separated from the rest of the channel. It will become an oxbow lake, and over time it will dry up and become a meander scar, which kind of looks like what's happening right here. That's all you were asked to do for North Dakota, and we'll try to figure out a way to illustrate the Mississippi map in another video.